So I'm back. I hope you enjoyed that little coloring that I shared with you. I decided that I had wanted to do this for a while now. I just hadn't found the time to do it. So for that image, I took the image that I colored up in the video, and here it is. Sorry if the lighting isn't so good. I scanned it into my with my printer and saved the image as a JPEG, and I brought it into um, Adobe Illustrator because what I want to do is take this image and sublimate it to a mug. Now, I've done this before. I've done sublimation before with other things, and this is a mug that has been coated with a special coating to make the sublimation ink stick to it. Okay, I have a printer that I've converted to sublimation, and if you're interested in that at all, there's plenty of videos on sublimation. I am not the expert. I only do this, once in a while, and it's just because I have fun with taking things that I've colored up or wanted to craft with, like digital images that you buy from stores, and put them on different things like mugs or t-shirts or whatever. So the process of sublimation is basically it takes the ink from the printer. When you heat it in a press, either under a Cricut Easy Press or a t-shirt press that you might have, or the mug press that Cricut makes, and they also have the not unbranded ones, but they have different kinds of things that you can sublimate to, like coasters and stuff. But I'm going to put it on this mug. So I've repeated the gingerbread pattern on an image, and the reason you're seeing it as so faint is because I don't want folks to take a screenshot of this image and print it out for themselves. You should have the stamp, and you should color it up yourself, and you should, do whatever you want to craft with it, okay? So I have purposely taken the image and made it transparent, so you cannot do that with this particular image. And when I print it out, I don't do that. I remove that transparency. I print it out, and it will print out like this. Okay? And you'll notice one of the things that you notice is that it's backwards. It's backwards because when you sublimate, any words have to be flipped so that you can read it once it's sublimated. So that it's the right way once it's sublimated, okay, onto the mug. So my printer profile is set up to automatically flip anything that I print out, because I always forget to do that. So it's just set to do that automatically. And when you have a sublimation printer, it's specifically for sublimation because the ink inside it is made for that. And it basically, under high heat for a number of seconds, it will basically turn from the ink solid state to a gas. And then that gas adheres to whatever your substrate is that is prepared for sublimation. So in this case, this is not just a regular mug that you buy in the Dollar Tree, okay? I bought these specifically with that sublimation coating. So you can't just do this to any mug that you buy, okay? I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. So this is a sublimation blank, and it is coated with that. And it is also dishwasher safe and microwave safe. Okay, so this is, once the pattern is on here, it's on here. It is not going to come off. Not like vinyl, because a lot of people use vinyl to put on those cups and stuff like that. And then when you go to wash it, it comes off. Yeah, that doesn't happen in this case because that's a chemical process that adheres it to the mug. So you can put these in the microwave. You can put this in the dishwasher. The image is not going to rub off. I'll be back to show you the finished mug, because I'm going to do a number of these. And before anybody does ask, I'm not selling these. These are going to be gifts for some crafty friends, but I'm only making a certain number for the people that I want to send to. So I'm sorry, I can't make these for other people for sale or anything like that because of reasons of my own. I wanted to make these special so that these people would know that I appreciate them and appreciate their sharing their craftiness with me and their inspiration. And so I'm going to make these only available to those folks that I want to gift these to, and not make them for sale, because I don't really sell my crafts anyway. Just don't. So anyway, that's part of the process, and I'll be back to share more. Hey everyone, so I'm back, and I am hand holding the camera, so just so you know, I'm actually in my outdoor studio, which is where I put my mug press because I didn't have enough room in my card making area inside the house to spread out so I could keep this out all the time. So you can see I did do a few mugs now. I have a fourth one here, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do it yet. So just wanted to show you a little bit of the process in case you haven't seen it before or wanted to know how this works. So here's a blank mug that I showed you before. Before you actually will put the design on or tape the design on, you have to take a alcohol swab and wipe down the sides of your mug, and that's to remove any oil residue. And when I do that, I actually am wearing vinyl gloves. These are heat resistant gloves that I have on right now, or one of them on my hand, because the mugs are really hot. So that's the other thing. So I wipe it down with an alcohol wipe, and you can also use a lint roller to remove any lint that might be stuck to it. In my craft room, in here, my dog doesn't come in here, so there's no dog hair, and there's very little, there's not dust and all that kind of stuff. This is an enclosed room, single room outside of the house that usually only I'm in here. My husband rarely even comes in here. Anyway, so I did remove all of the patterns from the mug so you can actually see them. But what I want to tell you is, okay, so you've lint rolled, you've wiped down with the alcohol prep first, then you'll tape the design on, and I'll grab again one design. This is my tossed pattern that I did. You use heat resistant tape, and you can get it on Amazon. You will use a heat resistant tape to tape it down, and you want to make sure that you get it really good. No gaps between the mug and the paper. So really, really tightly taped all the way around the mug. And it's a challenge because it's a round item, right? So you want to make sure that paper all the way around is very tightly coupled to the mug. And that is because when you put this in the mug press, like I said, the heat turns the ink that's on the paper into a gas, and the gas then adheres to the treated mug. And so if you have a gap between the paper and the mug, it can't do that as well, and you'll come out with a little ghosting or blurry image, or like not a clear transfer. And that has happened on some of these mugs, but I'm not going to worry about it because I think it's still okay with me, and I hope the recipients are okay with it too. So you can see I have these two mugs sitting on a Teflon pillow. The Teflon pillow is there to absorb the heat that comes off the mugs, because underneath this mat here, which is also heat resistant, is a glass mat, crafting mat. You can see it right there. I usually have that on my desk. And underneath that, I put one of those Heidi Swapp rubber mats, which is not heat resistant, just to protect the top of the table. So I've got glass, I've got this blue mat, and I've got a Teflon pillow. So the heat does not get, the high heat doesn't touch that glass. And this mug has already been cooled. That's why I put it on the blue part, because it's already cooled. I can actually touch this with my hand, which without my glove here. These two mugs are still too hot. So if you're going to do this, if you're going to get into this type of thing, you'll want heat resistant gloves, because you don't want to burn your hand. And my husband had purchased these for some reason, and he asked me about them, and I said, yeah, I want those. I don't know why he bought them. But he said, do you want these? I was like, yeah, I will use them for this. So here is the pattern with the 3 large gingerbreads. And I can't turn my hand all the way around, but you can see that it's got 3. And I did put my signature in there, so the recipient will have these as a memory when everybody went crazy over this stamp. And so, as I said before, this is microwave safe and it is dishwasher safe, and that pattern is in here. That's not going to come off when you wash it. You can even scrub it with a one of those Brillos, and I don't think it will affect it. But why would you need to? This is a mug. You're probably just going to drink liquid out of it, right? So that's the finished mug with the large gingers on it. I equally did a tossed pattern, and like I said, this one is still warm. Actually, it's cooling off now. I could probably take my glove off if I didn't have my phone in my hand. I did a tossed pattern and resized the gingers in Illustrator, so you've got the same ginger but just different sizes. I just thought it would be fun to have something that was different. And there's my signature there. And you can see there's different sized gingers on this mug, and it's just all the way around. I just thought it would be a fun difference in the pattern. I don't know if I'll keep this for myself, maybe. I think I will make one more, but I will use the larger, this pattern here. I was going to do 2 and 2, but I think I like this one better. So I'm going to stick to this one, and I have a couple more over here to my side. I did create some so that I could press onto like a fabric, and you don't use this obviously to press the fabric. I have a Cricut Easy Press 2, the Easy Press 2 now, because the first version didn't get hot enough to do sublimation, because they weren't making sublimation ink for the Cricut Maker yet. So I do have Easy Press 2, which gets hot enough to do sublimation to fabric, and that's what I use when I do t-shirts and stuff like that. Or I'll do them as like little stamp claws for cleaning your stamps. I like to do those because there's a lot of stampers out there that appreciate that kind of thing. I think if you watch Anna White, she sometimes will bring hers out because she uses it when she sprays her glitter on her cards. So that's one of the ones I gave to her. And anyway, I did do some some presses to fabric. And when you do it with fabric, you want the fabric to be at least, I believe it's at least 50% polyester, or maybe even higher, maybe 60. I think it's 60 maybe. And most of the times when you get those microfiber cloths for the kitchen, or for wiping down your car, they are typically 100% polyester, and those 100% polyester sublimates excellent. It's almost as clear as this, I believe, or better. But you can sublimate to those microfiber cloths, and I like to give those out as gifts for stampers to clean their stamps, because you can wash those over and over again. Again, the print won't come off. It may fade a little bit, but I think it usually just stays. If it's 100% polyester, it will not fade like cotton, because cotton, you have to do something special for that, or have a high polyester content. So anyway, that's a little bit about sublimation and the mugs that I did. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll turn it so you can see it a little bit better. And I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.